think I'm all right. You? What do I have to do?
I'm going to turn it on. It's out of your way.
We begin. Hi, Tony. Sorry, I didn't see you. Dr. Rivera, would you lead us in a prayer before we begin?
thankful for their life and giving it to their blessings that He's been to us up to now, and we hope to continue to give us blessings as life. That's all we thank for the love that He, unconditional love He has for us. We ask Him to continue to bless this institution, faculty, staff, and students. We ask that you be with us tonight as we make decisions that are going to be affecting the students, our faculty, and our staff, and our taxpayers. We ask for peace in Ukraine. We ask these things in Jesus Christ's name. Amen.
Call the meeting to order at this time. It's 7:02. Would you read the minutes of the last meeting, February 17th, 2022?
Board of Trustees, SWTJC Junior College, met in regular session, February the 17th, 2022, in the Master Student Center, Blue Room. Board President Dr. Harold Watkins called the meeting to order at 7 p.m. Board members present, Dr. Harold Watkins, President, Dr. Antonio Rivera, Secretary, Maria Nalara, Victor Lopez, Tony T. Moreno, and Anita Secretary. Also present was Dr. Hector Gonzalez, President of the College. The minutes of the December 9th, 2021 regular board meeting were read and approved as presented by Dr. Antonio Rivera. Board President Watkins welcomed guests at the meeting, which included college personnel, Derek Sandoval, Margaret Mata, Dr. Mark Underwood, Dr. Amanda Shell, Rick Carpenter, and Maya Martinez. Participation for none. Spring enrollment report presented by Margaret Mata. President report presented by Dr. Hector Gonzalez. Motion was made by Victor Lopez and second by Anita Secretary to approve the January 31st, 2022 financial statement as presented by Ann Starsky. Motion carried unanimously and copies are attached. Motion was made by Tony T. Moreno and second by Victor Lopez to order and post a notice of the SWTJC College Trustee Election to be held Saturday, May 7th, 2022. Terms to expire are place 6, Dr. Henry O. Watkins, and place 7, Dr. Antonio Rivera. The college will coordinate with the county clerks to hold the election along with their elections in the Tri-County College area and pay half of the expenses to hold this election. Motion carried unanimously, and a copy of the order and notice are attached. Motion was made by Maria Nalara and second by Anita Secretary to set the time and place to draw for places on the ballot for Monday, February 28, 2022, at the Administration Building in the President's office at 12 p.m. Motion was passed unanimously, and a copy of the notice of the drawing for place on the ballot is attached. Motion was made by Tony T. Morena and second by Victor Lopez to add, revise, or delete local policies as recommended by TASB Policy Service and according to the instruction sheet for TASB Localized Policy Manual, update 42, with no changes. Motion carried unanimously, and the copy is attached. Motion was made by Victor Lopez and second by Tony T. Moreno. Moreno to move the March board meeting to March 24, 2022. Motion carried unanimously. The copy is attached. The discussion was had concerning the need to purchase a second modular building. Motion was made by Tony T. Moreno and second by Victor Lopez to approve the site plan for the modular buildings. Motion carried unanimously and the copies attached. Motion was made by Marie Elena Lara and second by Anita Techford to approve the extension of the diesel and welding facilities at the Shedham Center. Motion carried unanimously and the copies attached. A motion was made by Victor Lopez and second by Tony T. Moreno to approve the dual credit memorandum and the early college high school memorandum between South Central College and school districts. Motion carried unanimously and the copies attached. Motion was made by the Secretary and second by Victor Lopez, approving the request for Vail County Special District on the acquisition of lots 12, 13, and 14 of the Western Subdivision in Lake, Texas. Motion carried unanimously and the copies attached. For President Watkins, call the board to executive session at 8:02 p.m. to consider A, evaluation of the president according to the Texas Government Code of 551.074, and B, employment of the vice president and chief of staff under the code, Texas Government Code of 551.074, and C, employees terminated, resigned, retired, new hires, and transfers under the Texas Government Code 551.074. At 9:07 p.m., South Central Junior College Board reconvened in regular session. Motion was made by Tony T. Morena and second by Victor Lopez to extend College President Dr. Hector Gonzalez contract through July 31st, 2025. Motion carried unanimously and a copy is attached. Motion was made by Victor Lopez and second by Marie Elena Lara to extend the Vice President's and the Chief of Staff contracts through August 31st, 2025. The motion carried unanimously and a copy is attached. Today's meeting was closed in honor of Maggie Cervantes, former employee of Southwest Texas Junior College, Dr. Will Box, former instructor of Southwest Texas Junior College, and Rodolfo R. Flores, former Southwest Texas Junior College Board President. With no further business or action items to discuss, I need a second for make the motion to adjourn. Mariana Lanara second the motion, and the motion carried at 9:09 p.m.
Maria Elena's name is not Marie, it's Maria. So that be changed to an A and an A on those two occasions. Otherwise, the minutes are accepted as discussed. I'd like to recognize our guests for the meeting tonight. Ismael Martinez, Ann Tarski, Steve Martinez, Kirk Palermo, Wade Carpenter, Derek Sandoval, and Mark Underwood. Any other persons? Welcome. Or is there any audience of patrons?
No, sir.
None. Quarterly reports available? Quarterly investment report?
Number 5, Report A, is in your packet. We report that the investments the college has made had a closing market value balance of $20,882,000, up from the $16,935,000 balance of December 1st. This doesn't require any action. It's just to keep you informed of where our investments are.
Commencement schedule update?
Yes, sir. That's 5B in your packet, and just an overview. The May 13th, which is the Friday night, 7 p.m. liberal arts ceremony. We'll award Associate of Arts and Associate of Science for those different categories. And then Saturday at 10 a.m., the Applied Sciences for all of our tech programs. And weather permitting, it'll be at the Honey Bowl. If we do have inclement weather, we have reserved first weekend in June. So it'd be the same Friday and Saturday, but first weekend in June in case we have bad weather.
At the same, at
Same-
Honey Bowl
Honey
still?
Bowl, correct.
Okay.
And we have an agenda item further down about who will confer the degrees.
Okay. Next, we have the President's report.
Yes, sir, that's item number 6. So beginning with COVID, we're back to 100% open with no masking protocols. We're in just recommended status and not required. However, we'll make adjustments should the environment call for them. Under maintenance, we have an action item also for the WIT air conditioning replacement project. So we'll talk about that down at the agenda item. The Law Enforcement Academy modular building, the construction's in process. We should have bids for the site work in April. And then the groundbreaking ceremonies for the diesel tech program that's funded by Union Pacific are tentatively scheduled for the 29th of April. That would be a Friday. 10 a.m. I think is what we have, but we'll send out information as we get closer. We also approved the following roof bids. These were through state vendors. The LaForge Hall at $398,311 low bid, and Building C and Eagle Pass $396,970. Again, that was the low bid, both by LBK Roofing. And then for the second modular, we have put that on hold. The cost estimates were at twice the cost of the first modular, so we put that on hold, and I don't see us spending $1 million for a modular building. So we're going back to the drawing board on that. And then the other item we have there is board consideration for a Mckenzie Scott Scholarship in the amount of $100,000 per year. And I think we have the criteria that was at your board table on how we propose to distribute that. It's modeled after our Pioneer scholarships. But we can talk about that as in more detail as we get to item number 11. We're still waiting to hear from the Good Jobs Challenge grant. Again, that was a $19 million grant for all those programs. And then just coming up, we have Pathways the first week in April. And then, of course, the 29th of April, we have the diesel groundbreaking. And then commencement 13-14, and then our May board meeting there.
Thank you.
Sir?
What kind of time frame we looking on that Good Jobs? What kind of?
They had said, the last time we talked to a economic development administration official, they were going to try to award them in the spring, so we should hear something here pretty quick. I would say April, May. They did extend the deadline by a month, so that might delay the notification. There was 500 and something applicants that submitted a grant proposal, so hopefully we're one of the funded ones.
How much total money is available?
500 million.
Let's hope. Ms. Tarski, would you give us a financial report?
Yes, sir. Number 7 in your board packet is the statement of revenue and expenditures for the 6 months ended February 28, 2022. We had educational revenue in the amount of $33,150,000. Student aid, $9,305,000. Our auxiliary enterprises had revenue in the amount of $1,006,000, making our total revenue amount $43,461,000. We had expenditures, educational and general, in the amount of $26,601,000. Student aid expenditures, $12,071,000. Auxiliary enterprises, $787,000, making our operating expenditures before debt service $39,458,000. We have total excess revenue in the amount of $2,780,000. Pages 2 through 11 represent the subcategories that make up those amounts. On page 12, we have our statement of net assets without our GASB adjustments. As of February 28th, we had total current assets in the amount of $21,923,000. Our non-current assets were $46,122,000, making our total asset figure $68,046,000. We had current liabilities in the amount of $5,338,000. Our non-current liabilities were $19,316,000, making our total liability figure $24,655,000. Again, an increase in net assets of $2,780,000. Pages 13 through 15 represent our summary of account balances. We had cash in the bank of $6,039,000, certificates of deposit $14,350,000, making our total account balance $20,389,000. Pages 16 through 18 detail our certificates of deposit. We had restricted certificates of deposit in the amount of $8,850,000, unrestricted $5,500,000, making our total certificate of deposit balance $14,350,000. Page 19 shows our maturities and renewals in our certificates of deposit during the month of February. And page 20 details our total scholarship amount of $969,287. And our other investments are the Will C. Miller corporate stocks, valued at $269,304, and our plant funds in the amount of $165,798.
Could we have a motion to accept the report? All in favor? Next, we have the presentation of a certificate of unopposed candidate for SWTJC Board of Trustees scheduled for May 7, 2022.
Yes, sir. That's item number 8 in your board packet, and that is a statement that Dr. Harry O. Watkins and Dr. Antonio H. Rivera were unopposed, and declaring them the winners.
Do we need a motion?
Yes, sir.
Opposed?
So how much did we save?
What's that?
How much did we save?
About $75,000.
Sorry?
About $75,000.
Bunch of money. Next, we have consideration of some bids on the WIT building.
Number 9. We have to cancel the election.
Oh, we have to cancel, consider an act on the cancellation of SWTJC election declaring Watkins and Rivera as elected.
Yeah, so this is the order of canceling the election, so we'll need a separate motion for that.
I'll move.
Second?
Move in a second over here on the left. All in favor? Those in place 6 and 7 therefore are reelected.
There you go.
But they don't take office till May, right? I mean, the term doesn't start till May.
You just keep going, yeah.
Consider an act on bids for the WIT building.
Yes, sir. Okay, that's item number 10 in your board packet. And this is for the AC upgrades. We have, we've done several things. We had a state contracted bidder purchasing give us an estimate, and that was that 1.3 to 1.4 Schneider Electric. Then we said, well, let's go out for bid and see if we can get something better. And we had two companies submit a proposal. REC was one at 1.5 million. The second one was GMR Heating and Air at about half the price. It was 700 and something thousand. We scored both of those bids. We've asked mechanical engineers to score the bids as well. We have serious concerns about GMR's ability to complete the project. A couple of reference checks that we've done on projects that they worked on, they reported that they did not complete the job. So that has serious concerns. Both Kirk and Derek are nervous about a bid that's half the price. Did they leave something out? They have no intention of finishing it or starting it and then just leaving it because they don't have enough money to finish the project. So their recommendation is to award it to REC, excuse me, REC Industries at $1.5 million.
What happened to Schneider? I mean, they're a little bit cheaper.
So that's not a formal bid. So that was just an estimate that we got to see,
Okay.
you know, what the ballpark range is going to be.
So we only got those two bids?
Correct. And again, we're trying to get in and out of there as soon as possible to not disrupt
Timeline?
the
and
times,
everything.
yes. So, you know, we have an option to rebid it, but I don't know that,
We're gonna find anybody?
correct.
Where is OEC from?
REC, do you know offhand where they're from?
Carrollton, Texas. Carrollton.
Around Dallas, or where's Carrollton?
I think their record is pretty good.
Yeah, so they've been very responsive to both the engineers and to Kirk as well as far as after the bid questions and responding. The other firm has not been as responsive to our questions, so that's another, you know, red flag that,
Is REC aware of the timelines that we're looking at also?
yes.
The urgency and all that? Good.
So that's your recommendation, OEC Industries?
Yes, sir.
I think since they're the more responsible persons, company, I think they would have to go with them.
Yes, that would be my recommendation is to go with
Well, I'll go ahead
REC.
and
Derek?
Make a motion that we go ahead and accept the recommendation of the college president for REC Industries for $1,529,900.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
All
Aye.
Motion
Yeah.
passed.
right.
$1 million of that is being funded by the CARES. And related to that, we're in the process of doing a second, or I guess it would be the fourth application for CARES they put out that we can apply for more. So we're finalizing our request for additional funds. If we get approved for that, we might be able to pay for the balance of this,
The 500?
the other 500.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
That's good.
Okay.
Sounds
See?
good.
Yeah.
Sounds impressive.
Yeah.
Next item on the list is to consider allocating scholarship from Mckenzie Scott Gift.
Yes, so this is item number 11. It should have been at your board table. Our student services kind of drafted the criteria here. We're missing names, so we're going to put a name on each of these scholarships. But it's our intent, so they gave us $5 million, she gave us $5 million, is to allocate $100,000 a year for scholarships. The first bucket, the $40,000, would be going to top performing students that are enrolled with us in dual credit. So they'd have to be in a dual credit program right now, and then they would be eligible for $1,000 per semester going forward.
And top performing, like what,
Three-
grades and?
Right, we put the criteria there, 12 semester credit hours already completed, which would be dual credit,
Oh, okay.
and then a 3.25 GPA, and they must enroll for 12 hours. And we opened it up not just to our academic, but also to our technical students. So it includes Associate of Applied Science and those in Certificate 1 and 2 programs. The second bucket, 20,000, the scholarships would be half, so it'd be 500 per semester. The GPA for that one, we went down to 2.5. And it's not required that they be current dual credit students. Then the third bucket, and this is kind of mimicking the fan scholarships, the Palomino Festival, and we award scholarships. They award directly to high schools, but they also specify a specific amount for each campus. So there's 4,000 for Crystal, 8 for Del Rio, 8 for Eagle Pass, and 8 for Uvalde. And generally, the vice presidents make those awards. Generally, those are need-based. So if a student comes in, they need a little help to, get their tuition covered. That's generally how those monies would be used. And then the last bucket, the 12,000, would be to either shore up if Eagle Pass has exhaust their money, or we can award an additional in the 40,000 bucket or in the 20,000 bucket. Just, wherever we need to shore up funding for students.
If it doesn't get used, it'll be put into one of the other.
One of the top two. Mhm. And like I said, we're coming up with names on, those 3 different scholarships.
How many individuals would be receiving scholarship monies?
So the 40,000, it's 2,000 per student, so that'd be 20. And then another 20, so that'd be 40. And then down here in the bottom bucket, it can range, because some scholarships would be, $300, some of them might be $700. It's just whatever the student needs to. Maybe they had financial aid, but it didn't cover everything. That's generally how those fan monies are being used. So, and provided that next year we'll have or after this year, we'll have a Palomino Festival, and we can, have some more Palomino money. Next year we have a gala. We can have our fan resupplied, and it would be in addition to what fan normally does.
And when you're talking about names, like the 40,000.
Like distinguished, Mckenzie Scott Distinguished Scholarship, Presidential Scholarship, or,
Is there any way to name like one of those for Mr. Flores, maybe? Is that a possibility?
Actually, Mr. Flores has a scholarship
He's on the list.
on the list already. He
Oh,
has
yes?
one. And, the other thing we can do is, if, take some of that 12,000, and I can designate it into his scholarship and award more scholarships from it, if that's the board's wishes.
I think
That's fine with me. That's a good suggestion. Whatever everyone else, that's
I
fine
th-
with me.
I think it'd be a good idea.
I mean, if you want to take, this is the board's call, so if you want to take another amount and seed his or another one, or,
Just add a certain amount to
to
the existing,
the existing scholarships, and the way they could start awarding it.
I would be okay with that, if everyone's okay with that.
Do you want to look at that and see if there's any others that you want to? It's on the financials, page 20. Mr. Flores is like the fifth one down, and it's right at 10,000 right now. And generally, we don't award scholarship until they get above 10,000.
Right, because the interest, but the interest hasn't done anything.
Correct.
I think we certainly need to do something to honor Mr. Flores' memory. And I think it's a good idea to name some of the scholarship money in his honor.
Y'all tell me how much?
Any ideas?
To do what?
How much money do we need to honor in Flores' name?
At least to get him over the limit, we can start giving scholarship. Just get him over the,
Yeah.
That's fine, if you want to put that 12 in there.
You want to put 12, or I mean, we can designate another dollar amount? I mean, there's $5 million in that
Yeah.
endowment.
All that you got.
And I don't know, how much interest is it earning, do you know?
Very little,
Very little.
under 3%.
15. maybe.
15? We can do that.
Do I hear a motion?
We'll include it with that Mckenzie Scott to include an additional 15 for the Rodolfo R. Flores scholarship.
Right.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we accept that proposal.
Do I have a second?
in addition to the existing.
Yes.
Second? All in favor? Any opposed?
Is this motion
Motion
going
carried.
on?
Approving this and an additional 15 for Flores.
Next item on the agenda is to appoint a board member to confer degrees on the graduations.
I'm coming. So item number 12 in your board packet goes back to 1999 on who has conferred. So conferring, you get up and say, I hereby, by the power vested by the Board of Trustees,
Yeah.
confer the degrees.
So whose turn is it?
Let's see, Dr. Watkins and Ms. Lara did 2020, Watkins, Rivera, 19, Moreno, Lara. It looks like Mr. Lopez is definitely due. You're definitely due for conferring degrees.
Yeah,
And
last time I did it was 2016.
16. And then after that, I guess it would be Anita.
Are you available to do those on the Friday and the Saturday both?
Or do one, do one?
Or do one and
I'll do one.
which one would you choose? The Friday or the Saturday?
One's on a Friday, one's on a Saturday.
13th, 14th? Okay. So then who's next after that? Anita?
Anita,
Would you be available on the Friday?
Saturday morning.
Saturday?
Saturday?
I'll do the Friday.
He's going to do the Friday, you're going to do the Saturday. Okay. Do we need a motion on that?
Yes, sir.
Need a motion to appoint the Board of Directors to confer degrees of Victor Lopez on Friday, Anita Shackelford on Saturday. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
To approve Mr. Lopez to do them on Fridays and then Ms.
Yeah.
Shackelford to do them on Saturdays.
Okay. Second?
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Consider an act on TASB Risk Management Fund Interlocal Participation Agreement.
Yes, sir. This is item number 13. The TASB Risk Fund is our insurance carrier. They changed the governing document that members have to abide by. We really don't have a choice. If we don't accept them, then we need to shop a different insurance carrier. And it's not, this interlocal participation is for all their participants, not specifically to us. So this is global for TASB.
So that's something we just need to agree to.
Yes, sir.
Do I hear a motion to agree to that proposal?
I move to accept it.
Do I hear a second? Need a second? All in favor? It is now 7:37. We're going to close and go into a closed session according to meetings, Texas Government Code 551074, to consider employment of deans, non-teaching personnel, and faculty, employees terminated, resigned, retired, new hires, transfers. What? Deans, non-teaching personnel, and faculty. Do I hear a motion?
I'll move.
Second.
And second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there any further business to conduct this meeting?
No, sir.
Then I call for a motion to,
Okay.
And-
Wish to adjourn?
adjourn. Second? All in favor? Aye. Motion carried. I consider us over,
We're adjourned.
adjourned.
Thank you all. We have food. If you want to eat here, we also have to go places if you want to take it to go.